Today we will try to understand what is software testing life cycle. Okay. Already you people know what is software development life cycle, right? Okay. When you consider software development life cycle, what are the phases or what are the steps involved in the software development life cycle in general? There will be a requirement collection. Next, feasibility study. Next, design, development. Next, testing, right? Then deployment or delivery. Next, maintenance or support, correct? So these are the different steps involved in the software development life cycle, correct, right? Okay, so when you consider software testing life cycle, if you consider software testing life cycle is a part of software development life cycle. Okay, so if as a part of software development life cycle, we are having software testing, right? Software testing. So this software testing should have software testing life cycle. Means when you want to do your software testing, then you should follow some procedure. That procedure for software testing people is nothing but a software testing life cycle. Okay, software testing life cycle is itself having so many things as a part of this. Okay, so we'll try to understand what are the procedures or the steps involved as a part of software testing life cycle. Okay, so first let us understand first step. Okay, first step means I think you people are able to see the diagram. Okay, software testing life cycle diagram here. Okay, here the first step is requirements. Okay, requirements is nothing but here already we have discussed, right? The BA business analyst will communicate with the client and BA will list out all the requirements given by the client or the customer. Okay, means what type of requirements or what type of business requirements they are having, that will be listed by the BA or business analyst or product owner, you can say. Okay, so once requirements are collected and documented by the business analyst, it will be means these requirements will be explained to the team, technical team here in the sense development team and testing team. There might be other people involved in this type of system today, like architectural people, means who are going to do some type of design and all. So overall here will be the main thing here is system study is nothing but the requirements whatever client already given to the BA, and BA documented those requirements as a customer requirements, and those requirements should be explained in detail to the development team as well as the testing team. That is nothing but a system study. So once a system study is done, means all the requirements are explained to the development team and testing team by BA or business analyst or product owner. Okay, then there is next step in the STLC software testing life cycle is writing a test plan. Okay, test plan is nothing but this is also one of the document. Okay, here in this document the team lead, software testing team lead or QA manager. Okay, sometimes team lead, software testing team lead may write this test plan, or sometimes QA manager itself himself will be having the responsibility to write the test plan. So what this test plan will be having is in high level. Okay, in detail we will be discussing this test plan and all afterwards. Okay, but here we will try to understand in high level. Test plan will give the clear picture about the software testing activities, like what is the scope of software testing, means what are the models we are going to test as a part of software testing. Then this is scope. Then again it will be having the information about what type of tools we are going to use for software testing, and who is going to test which model or which feature. Okay, means it is explaining the, or it is giving the overall idea of the ownership, or who is responsible to test which feature or which model. Okay, so that is one of the information documented as a part of a test plan. And again it will be having some other information, like what type of training should be done or conducted for the software testing team, okay, to achieve their goal. Okay, so these type of, and again it will be having one more thing, like what is the duration. Okay, means what is the duration, or what is the time duration for the testing process for particular project. Okay, this type of information will be documented as a part of test plan. Okay, so this is the responsibility of the test lead or QA manager to generate or write the test plan, so that the test plan, by going through the test plan, the person who is working as a software tester will be having clear idea, means what is the scope, which type of tools we are going to use, and who is the owner for which module, and what are the uh, means what type of deadline we are having. Okay, all these things will be documented as a part of a test plan. Once test plan is complete, then write test case. Here writing the test case is nothing but step by step procedure to verify the particular functionality or specific feature. Okay, test case is nothing but a step by step procedure to execute and verify a feature or a model or functionality. Okay, so these test case will be written by each and every software tester depending upon their responsibility. For example, the, tester 1 is having a responsibility to test feature 1, and tester 2 is having a responsibility to test feature 2, and tester 3 is having a responsibility to test feature 3. Okay, so this tester 1 is able to write the test case for feature 1, and tester 2 is responsible to write the test case for feature 2, and tester 3 is responsible to write the test case for feature 3. Okay, so to write these test cases, here again there are some procedures, okay, to follow. One is identify all possible scenarios. Scenario is nothing but test case is, already you know, test case is step by step procedure to execute or verify a specific feature or functionality, right? So here scenario is high level description of the functionality to verify. For example, here I can say verify login functionality with valid credentials. Verify login functionality with valid credentials. Okay, this is one of the scenario. Okay, so that as a part of this scenario, I can write n number of test cases depending upon the complexity. Okay, so it might have one scenario may have one or more test cases depending upon their depending upon the scope of that scenario or complexity of the scenario. Okay, so that first of all we need to identify the possible scenarios, how many scenarios we can have as a part of our testing. Okay, we can list out or write down all those scenarios. Okay, we need to identify all possible scenarios, then write the test case under those scenarios. If one scenario is capable of having 3 test cases, then you write 3 test cases to cover that particular scenario. Okay, next scenario may be covered with around 10 test cases. Then write those 10 test cases as a part of next scenario. Okay, it will be like that. First of all, you need to identify all the test scenarios, then you can go for the test cases, means you can write the test cases. Once you write the test cases, okay, so you have written test cases, that is well and good. Okay, after that, writing the test case, it should be reviewed. It should be reviewed in the sense, for example, okay, let us discuss this one. Okay, for example, tester 1, for example, tester 1 is written test case. Okay, after testing this test case, it should be verified, or we can call it as a reviewed for its correctness. Okay, whether the test case, whatever written by the tester 1, okay, is perfect, or it is having all the steps written correctly, or that test case is not having any type of errors. Okay, that should be reviewed or verified by someone else, right? Okay, so that is nothing but reviewing. Okay, there are again some types of reviews: peer-to-peer review, okay, then level 2 review, okay, then level 3 review. Okay, so there are some levels of reviews. Peer-to-peer means if there are 4 members in the team, okay, if tester 1 returns some test cases, those test cases will be reviewed by tester 2. If tester 2 writes some test case, those can be reviewed by tester 2. And if tester 3 writes some test cases, those will be reviewed by tester 2. Okay, and if tester 4 writes some test cases, those might be reviewed by tester 3. Okay, so that in the team itself, within the team, if someone writes some test case, that will be reviewed by some other testing person, okay, some other team member, okay, to verify the correctness of that test case. That is nothing but peer review. Then L1 review and L2 reviews will be there, and L3. Sometimes if that is a means the project is very complex and they want to perfect what you call testing and perfect functionality at the end, then they might go for level 2, level 3 reviews also. But most of the companies will go for peer-to-peer review and L1 review. Okay, that is sufficient. So afterwards, means after peer-to-peer review is over, then there might be one more review, that is nothing but L1 review, that might be conducted by the test lead or senior tester. For example, I am a junior tester, tester 1, and I have written some test case. It will be reviewed by one more member, that is tester 2. After a review, again, depending upon the review comments, means what are the observations are there from the tester 2, those will be commented as a part of test case. And by going through those comments, tester 1 will update all these test case, means test cases, or what you call steps. Okay, depending upon the review comments by tester 2. Once it is done, again that test case will be reviewed by team lead, testing lead, okay, or senior tester once again. Okay, if anything to be updated or corrected or added, again that review comments will be added as a part of test case in the note, so that tester 1 again will go through that notes or review comments, and he will update the test case, so that the test case written by the tester 1 will be perfect after peer-to-peer review and review done by the test lead or senior tester. Okay, so that is nothing but reviewing the test case. Once test case is reviewed and it means that is done, next fix review comments. Fix review comments is nothing but updating the test case as per the review comments, as we already discussed. Next, test case approval means once the comments are updated, means depending upon the review comments, test cases are updated by tester, then it will be sent to the approval to the QA manager or test lead, depending upon the availability. In some projects, test lead will take care of test case approval, or in some projects, QA manager will be having what you call bandwidth or time to approve the test cases. It depends. Okay, so that once test cases are approved, those test cases will be stored in the repository. Repository is nothing but a place. There will be some place. Okay, means that place is nothing but some tool. Okay, test case management tool. There we are going to store those test cases. Okay, so for example, here we can have some names for the tools is called JAMA, Testopia, or we can say quality center. Okay, there are so many test case management tools to maintain the test cases. Okay, I think you people understood till this, right? First of all, we are going to, means business analyst is going to collect the requirements from the client. Then we are going for the system study, means these requirements will be explained to the development team and testing team by business analyst. Once all the requirements are understood, test plan will be prepared by test lead or QA manager. Then we are going for writing the test case. Means when we start with test case design or test case writing, we need to identify all the possible scenarios. According to the scenarios, we are going to write the test cases. Then writing the test case, we are going for the review, peer-to-peer review, L1 and L2 reviews. Then once review is done, review comments will be updated as a part of the test case. And by going through those review comments, test cases will be updated by the tester. And then test cases will be approved by team lead or testing lead or QA manager. Then those test cases once approved, then those will be stored as a part of some repository. Okay, here repository is nothing but some tool that might be JAMA, Testopia, QC, okay, etc. Then, so here we have completed writing test cases, means this step is completed. Now, next is traceability metrics. Traceability metrics is nothing but, okay, traceability metrics is nothing but okay, traceability metrics is nothing but you can call it as a requirement traceability metrics also. Okay, in general, you can call it as a requirement traceability matrix or RTM. Requirement traceability matrix is a document that shows us the mapping between requirement and test case IDs. For example, if we are having some requirements, for example, requirement 1, requirement 2, requirement 3, okay, etc. Then to ensure each and every requirement is having at least one test case, we should have some document. Okay, that is nothing but the requirement traceability matrix. Here we are going to map test case IDs with requirement IDs. Okay, for example, here requirement 1 is there. Okay, for this, whether we are having test cases or not, we should be able to ensure or cross check that, right? So here I need to identify the test cases related to this requirement, and I need to map them. For example, test case 1 and test case 5 is covering requirement 1 or is related to requirement 1. So that I am mapping these test case IDs with the requirement 1. So that I can say requirement 1 is covered, means I have a test case to test this requirement. Okay, next requirement 2. For example, test case 7 and test case 11. Okay, these are the test case IDs related to requirement 2. And if you consider requirement 3, I can say test case 20 and test case 32. Okay, these are the test cases related to R3. So that I can cross verify whether each and every requirement is having at least one test case. Okay, so that we are not missing any requirement verification as a part of testing. That is nothing but a requirement traceability matrix. Okay, so once requirement traceability matrix is done, okay, this phase is done. Now we are going for the actual execution of the test cases. Already we have test cases. Okay, so that by going through that test case, the test case is nothing but a step-by-step procedure to execute or verify a particular feature or functionality, right? So that here this test execution is nothing but we are opening the test case and going through each and every step. According to those steps, we are doing the action and we are trying to verify the functionality. Okay, while executing the test case, okay, if there is an error or a bug or a defect, in easy word I can say, like, if requirement is not met or that functionality is not working as expected by the customer, okay, or the functionality is not behaving as per the requirement given by the customer, then you can say that feature or that functionality is having a defect or a bug. In some companies we can call it as a defect, and in some companies we can call it as a defect. Okay, so actually if you go in deep, there might be slight difference between defect and bug, but in almost all the organizations they are using both the words in a same meaning. Okay, sometimes they use defect and sometimes they use the bug. Okay, so if the functionality is not working as expected, then you can say that is having a defect, that functionality is having a defect. Then we are tracking, means we are logging that defect in some tool by using some tool. Again, there are some tools for the defect tracking purpose. Example, Bugzilla, you can say Bugzilla, or you can say Jira. Okay, so QC, Quality Center. Okay, you can use, means there are many tools in the market. You can, depending upon the project and test plan, we are using the particular tool. Okay, so we are tracking or we are logging the defect. Okay, so this will be continued till what you call executing all the test cases, means these steps, test case execution, defect tracking, this cycle will be repeating till what you call your application is verified completely and all the defects are fixed. Okay, now after defect tracking, prepare test case execution report. Means we are, means once you are executing the test case, then you should have some test evidences, right? So that if customer wants to verify whether all the functionalities are verified or not, you should maintain or you should have some documentation whatever the functionality you have tested. Okay, so that those test case execution report will be prepared by each and every tester depending upon their what you call ownership of the feature. Okay, so then once this execution report is prepared, and it will be sent to the customer for review and for their use. Okay, once this is done, next step is retrospect meeting. Retrospect meeting is also known as a project closure meeting. Okay, sometimes you can call it as a post-mortem reporting. Okay, but retrospect meeting is nothing but this meeting. In this meeting, the testing team will be discussing what are the difficulties they faced and what type of things went very well and what type of things went not good. Okay, in overall testing process. Okay, those things will be discussed and they will be trying to take note of them, and the what are the difficulties they faced as a part of this project, that those type of problems will be taken care as a part of upcoming or future projects, and what are the positive things they observed as a part of this project, they will be continuing for the next project. Okay, that is nothing but a retrospect meeting. Okay, so this is all about the software testing life cycle. We'll try to understand again it quickly. Okay, first of all, requirement collection. Requirement collection is nothing but it is a phase where BA is going to client, and client will give business requirements, or they will explain the their business requirement to the BA. BA will document all the requirements. Then system study means business analyst will try to explain these requirements to the technical team, development team and testing team. Once all the requirements are understood, then test lead or QA manager or senior QA will be writing the test plan. Okay, test plan is the document that will be having entire information about their testing. Okay, for that project. Then writing test case. Writing test case is nothing but each and every tester, depending upon their model ownership or feature ownership, they are going to identify all the scenarios. Once scenarios are identified, they are writing the test cases. Once test cases are written, that will be reviewed by the internal team member or test lead or QA, what you call senior QA. Once test cases are reviewed, depending upon their observation, they are going to write the review comments. Okay, by going through those comments, tester will update the test cases. Once test cases are updated according to review comments, test cases will be approved by the QA manager or test lead. Then those test cases will be stored in the repository. Repository is nothing but some tool. Okay, JAMA, Testopia, QC, etc. Okay, so when this writing test case is done, then we are going for requirement traceability matrix. Means there we are trying to capture or map each and every test case ID with related requirement ID, so that we can ensure that there is no miss of any requirement. Means at least each and every requirement is having a single test case. Okay, then test case execution. Once requirement traceability matrix is done, then there is a phase called test case execution. Test case execution is nothing but by going through test cases, we are going to execute the application or testing the feature. Okay, once test case execution is in progress, if you found any bug or defect, okay, then you can log the bug or track the defect using some tools called Bugzilla, Jira, QC and all. Okay, so once this is done, we are going to prepare some test case execution document and it will be shared to the customer. Then we are going for the retrospect meeting. Retrospect meeting is nothing but we are trying to discuss all the things, means what went well and what went bad, so that by discussing those, we can take care of the things which went well and which went bad in the next upcoming projects. Okay, so we can improve our process. Okay, that is all about software testing life cycle. Okay, thank you.